Hi, Elle Ingalls here at pressure-free.com. And if you are new to my show, I am the creator of the Pressure Free Method. It is an on the go stress management method that you can use anytime, anywhere to prevent an overabundance of stress hormones in your mind and your body. It's really quite remarkable what starts to happen when you break the stress cycle of hormone release and start to live pressure free. And tonight, what I wanted to share with you are my thoughts about what's a normal amount of stress. I have people say that quite often to me. They'll go, "Oh, I just have a normal amount of stress. I'm good. I'm fine." And that was probably what I thought and what I would have said prior to 2010. Oh, yeah, I just have a normal amount of stress. I have my stressful work day, and then I come home and I meditate and I run and I take good care of myself. I eat well. I play with my kids. I'm with my husband. Like everything is cool. And then I go and have my next stressful day, do my work and work hard. I'm a super high achiever, so I'm going to work really hard. Um, and I thought, that's just what you do. That's just how life is. And we have our stressors at home, we have our stressors at work, and we just work through them, and everything will be fine. But if you are triggering the stress response in your body and releasing stress hormones often, you're not fine. And there's no such thing as a normal amount of stress. And I define stress very specifically. I define a stress event as when you've triggered fight or flight. You've released a flood of hormones, stress hormones, an overabundance of them that cascade through your body and they cause all sorts of side effects. Side effects you might be familiar with. Side effects like your face turning red. Side effects like your palms getting sweaty or your feet getting sweaty or your pits getting sweaty. Side effects that you have to go to the bathroom, even though you just went. I'm working with an 11-year-old, and yeah, it was really amazing what she came clean about it. And that was one of them. Like, oh yeah, I just went to the bathroom. Now I have to go again. People think, oh, that's a bladder issue, overactive bladder, but it's really a stress hormone issue. If we can clean up the stress hormone release, your bladder will work so much better for you. That is the case with every organ of your body. Some clients say to me, oh, I get instant headaches, I get migraines, I have jaw tension, I clench my jaw and I grind my teeth all night. The stress hormones will cause your heart rate to increase, your blood pressure to increase, and you're wicking fat and glucose from your extremities, so your arteries are lining with fat, and the torso, your torso is building fat. Um, so if you work out and you're doing really well, but you still have these bands of fat, that was me as a distance runner in high school. I had these little bands of fat. I'm like, what are those? My mother didn't want me eating any less. I probably wasn't even eating enough for the amount of calories I was burning as a distance runner. But I just felt like I was kind of fat, like, and I wasn't. People who know me back then for sure, right? And but I could see these little bands of fat. I see them on distance runners, triathletes often, and those are bands of fat that are trying to protect you. Maybe you're getting anxious about your races. Anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, PTSD, all the root of all of that is this triggering of the fight or flight stress hormones that shuts down our outer brain and our hippocampus. You can't remember names. You can't remember where you put your keys. All those little like lost memory things are often caused by the release of these hormones. So there's so many effects. It takes me over an hour to really dig into all of them. But I'm just here to claim that all of those side effects, because you've triggered the fight or flight stress response, those are not normal. The only reason we should trigger fight or flight is to fight or run away from a true attack. So if we're triggering the stress response just to get to work or school in the morning, or because it's hard to make dinner, or we're upset because something's going on in our personal life or our work life, like all the little things that would cause us to trigger fight or flight, all the little emotions like feeling angry or annoyed, anxious or afraid, ashamed, anytime we feel we need to argue, Anything environmental, I actually call that abuse, like anything coming into your environment that's kind of like shattering you for a moment. For example, if you're a runner, the starter gun, oftentimes the starter gun is the thing that will pop too much adrenaline, and then you hit the wall in your race. Um, Actually had a client say, "Oh, that's why." So when he ran anchor in his relay, not near the starting gun, he got the fastest times. But when he was at the starting line and heard the gun was causing him to trigger too much of his adrenaline. So I now believe that it's no such thing as a normal amount of stress. You'll have stressors and challenges, but it won't be stress on you if you don't trigger the fight or flight stress response. That is the key. And I really strongly stand for the fact that it's not normal for us to be triggering it over and over and over again in our day. Because once you trigger it, you're vulnerable to pretty much trigger all day long. That's why it may be hard for you to get to sleep, or you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., or you do get a night's sleep, but in the morning you're still fatigued. That's not normal. It's not normal for you to have butterflies in your stomach before an event. You know, people will say, do it scared. I'm here to say, do it pressure free. Because if you have butterflies before an event, you've triggered fight or flight and your digestive system is off, which also means that all of your body processes are a little bit off, and you probably shouldn't be racing that day or playing your sport. When you can go in fully in the zone without triggering fight or flight into your events, into your meetings, into your workday, into your school day, whatever it is you do in your day, even your wedding. Like, most people don't even remember one of the most important days of their life, their wedding, because they've triggered fight or flight, and now they can't lodge the memory. It's so cool to have a pressure-free wedding. My son and daughter-in-law had pretty much a pressure-free wedding, and we remember so much. It's so cool what we remember because we were consciously staying pressure-free for the whole weekend. We had a whole weekend of events. It was amazing. So I really am here to stand for the fact that based on my assessment of all of the data about fight or flight that I have researched, not just in the past 13, almost 13 years, but I started working on this back in college. And so that was like 1986, 87 that I got very curious about mind-body connection from a psych course I had taken, and then an event that happened to me. And I went to the med library to find out what the heck happened. Well, it was a panic attack, but I didn't know that. And so that helped me really research and understand what's going on with the mind and the body and build my mental toughness tools, if you will. I call them pressure-free tools now. Um, to help you really stop the release of these hormones. Now, if you've been following me, if you've been watching these videos and learning from me, that's really, really great. But I would love to encourage you to take the next step. Maybe you'd like to come to a retreat. So Colorado is March 10th through 12th. If you've never been to Garden of the Gods and seen that incredible archaeology or geological formation, it's very, very cool. I'm sure they do some archaeology there too, but it's a really, really cool place to go. And when you take yourself away from your current environment, your normal environment, and learn something, you often have more staying power with it. And plus, it's going to be pressure free. So we're going to have a beautiful time together. So that is coming up. I'll put the link down below. The next retreat in Michigan is going to be June 2 through 4. If you're interested in that, DM me. I don't have the sheet, the page put up yet. I will after Colorado. But I have an early bird pricing. So if you want to grab that right away, I know that will fill up very fast. I really want to fill Colorado. So please come to Colorado if you really want to get started with this. And then, of course, there's my private coaching. So I offer a free complimentary VIP pressure-free session with anyone who is interested in learning more about my private coaching. So you can book that at speakwithelle.com. And if you have a team, a work team, an athletic team, a school team, a church team, like any sort of business, a small business with a team, I do team trainings. And I also speak at conferences for associations, for international conferences and conventions. So there's so much that's possible here with Pressure Free. I'm here to serve, and I'm here to normalize Pressure Free. So there's no more, I have a normal amount of stress. Nah, you actually start to live pressure free, which it means you're living in your full potential. Every organ of your body is operating in its full potential. And your adrenal glands can finally heal, can get a break from all of these releases of these hormones. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you will take some action and take it to the next level. Like really, really learn pressure free in 2023. Make this be your breakthrough year. Um, Breakthrough means you start going day after day after day without triggering. And that is truly amazing. And it's, as my son Hugh says, it's the only way to live. So I'm going to end on that note and wish you a great pressure free night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.